convinced that that's alien sourced. There is
Hmm.
so much that people just don't know, and they're fascinated, and it will cause a mother to kill a fetus that is not, you know, comparable.
Hmm.
So why does your body reject that? What is with our DNA that created these things? I think all of that is fascinating. And I'm
Hmm.
sorry because, I absolutely did so, surprise you with that topic, but I had just seen it when I was perusing something that you were involved with, and I thought, well, I have to ask her that because I am mesmerized by those technologies. I had a gentleman on Sunday on Fate who was talking about um, the Great Pyramid as a water pump. And that was a whole different thought process for me. I'd heard him
Hmm.
speak, fortunately, and I'd read his books, so it was not difficult. But
Hmm.
and that's not deep breathing. Somebody said he's breathing heavy on the mic, and I don't think that anybody's breathing heavily.
Oh, no, there's a
But
woodpecker right outside
yes,
my office
that's
window.
nature.
It's
For those of
Woody.
you that don't recognize it.
I just hope he's not like woodpeckering into the side of my house. That would be
Well,
really
that would be
bad.
a negative, yes. But we have them here, and when I'm outside in the mornings, it's just like a whole symphony of woodpeckering. So, especially when the babies come out, it's like,
Hmm.
oh my gosh. But how did you actually get involved in that topic? Because I started studying it when I was, it hasn't been that long really, about 5 years ago. And how long have you been researching that?
So I became fascinated with archaeology and anthropology when I mean, I remember doing a project for school on like evolution of this evolutionary tree. I made a poster. So I remember that was fifth grade. So it had to have been before that. And sorry, that woodpecker is just kind of annoying to me. And
Well, it would be distracting if it was sitting there right by your head.
and then I kind of moved on to looking at psychic material. So by the time I was like 12 or 13, I had worked my way through the entire archaeology and anthropology department at the library.
Hmm.
And so then when I was in college, I was working like 30 hours a week and going to school. So like I'd work 3 10-hour days and then take classes 2 days a week, and go from like 9 in the morning till 9 at night.
Right.
And so, so I would take like three core classes and one fun class, or four core classes and one fun class. And so my fun class was art history. And so I have a minor in art history, and where I really focused was anything old. So I took Greek art, Roman art, primitive art, which dealt with like the Aztec and the
Hmm.
Inca and New Zealand and Australian art, so anything that was indigenous art, but then also took Incan art. And I think I took Aztec art. No, I didn't take Aztec art. But that was pretty much like what I would do every semester would be, you know, take another art history class. So I'm really kind of fun going to. All right, I'll share this story. So I went to the museum, and they had this like thing of different cultures, like Aboriginals, Australian and New Zealand, and they just had like these model people that were like tattooed and had little artifacts with them. And I was there with a friend, and this was like not much after me taking this primitive art class, and I'm going, oh well, blah blah blah, and you see that thing over there, and blah 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 blah, and you see this pattern over here. I had people following me around in the museum. Like they weren't
Yeah.
getting too close, because I think they could tell like I didn't work for the museum, but they were close enough so that they could hear me talk.
Well, that's cool. You became an impromptu tour guide.
Yeah, so I am pretty fun to, go to the museum with, depending
I would
on,
say.
what it is,
But I got
because
to
I'm always
interrupt
looking
you.
for stuff. Okay.
We're at 20 minutes. We're at a break. We will be
Okay.
right back. This is 3 minutes. Y'all enjoy.
You are listening to WPHM Digital Broadcasting. The best in paranormal talk radio.
Oh, come on. I'm Southern, but... Nope. That'll do. Hello. I am Kat Hobson, host of Paranormal Experience here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. I enjoy having guests from all areas of the paranormal, from ghosts to ufology to cryptids and beyond. You'll find some of the best researchers in their fields bringing you some great information. Join me on Wednesday nights from 8 to 10 p. Eastern here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Son of a...
Hey, son.
Mother...
Son, what are you doing?
Hey, Mom. I'm getting ready to listen to Periscope Uncensored.
By expanding your vocabulary.
Well, it is uncensored.
Son, the uncensored part of Periscope Uncensored is Jax and I getting down to brass tacks with all aspects of the paranormal. There's no fluff on our show.
So, no off-color commentary?
I didn't say that.
Awesome!
Son?
I just hit my head.
Oh boy. I'll go get you an ice pack. Catch Periscope Uncensored Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Since 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition, bringing you the unusual, macabre, strange, and bizarre. Join host Kat Hobson Sunday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
You are listening to WPHM Digital Broadcasting, Birmingham, Alabama.
Thank you for listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. The time is 23 minutes after the hour. And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Kat Hobson, your host, with my guest Rita Louise, Dr. Rita Louise. And we have been talking about ancient technologies, and she was telling us about how she got into it. I do want to tell you something that I found so fascinating, and it just happened yesterday. I was watching a show on, I think it was the Science Channel. There was an archaeologist, Sarah, who is from the University of Alabama in Birmingham, my town, on this show, going to find stuff that she had found using satellite technology and satellite archaeology. And she has just done astounding things and is continuing to. And if you don't think I'm going to go find that archaeologist, there's not a cow in Texas, right? But I was so excited for her because she was on with Remy Romney, who I really like. He is a great guy. And I was just listening, and they said, and Dr. Sarah from the University of Alabama in Birmingham, or UAB in Birmingham, and I was like, oh, that's where I went to school. How do I not know this person? So, but she found things that were astounding to me, and I just think that is such a cool thing. It's like,
Well,
I want to do that, but I don't
I mean,
have the
I find it
education.
amazing. I find it amazing, but it's kind of right up there with people that take like images of the moon or images of Mars, and it's just like a photograph, and then they like do these microscopic things looking for stuff. And, it's like you really have to have a lot of patience to, zoom in to like the right scale and not get lost and to find that kind of stuff, but I think that, it's just the tip of the iceberg of what's been found or what's going to be found,
I know.
between that and that LiDAR, which does like
Oh, I
that deep
love that.
penetrating stuff.
That's exciting stuff.
I mean, I think that, between the two of those, we're just going to start finding more and more and more stuff. And so areas that haven't been excavated, at least we'll know that there's something there and open the door. I mean, especially like in South America, like, or in Mexico, the whole like Mayan thing. I mean, because that whole area is just overgrown, with trees. And so we really don't know what's there. But that kind of technology is opening up the door to go, oh my God, look, there's a complex over here. Oh my God, there's a complex over there. Because there might be something huge like we find in Mexico City that's just covered in trees and no one, and it's a forgotten city.
That's what she did, basically.
Mm-hmm.
She saw the outlines and it looked like a riverbed, and it turned out to be stuff. I mean, it's just absolutely cool as all get out how this stuff evolved. And I recorded it because I always record those shows because I have to go back and watch them again because I get fascinated and then dogs interrupt and stuff. But, how cool is that?
It's really cool. It
know.
just makes it be really exciting. All of this stuff that's coming to the forefront. But I feel like information on a lot of different levels is starting to be revealed. Whether it's our history and origin or, what's going on in our government or in the world. I mean, all that crazy stuff that's going on.
There is crazy stuff with it.
But I just feel like there's this, and people talked about this, several years ago, and it's kind of been like this ongoing thread that, you would hear in the background, that all of these dark secrets are going to be revealed. And I feel like we're starting to see that in a number of different areas, whether it's having technology or people stepping up to the plate or, things being shared, lost books, whatever it is. I just feel like that's coming forward, and I'm going to kind of change topics here a second.
Okay.
One of the things, and because I think it's really important for the listeners to hear this, I mean, obviously, working as a psychic and medical intuitive, I work with a lot of clients. And one of the things that has been coming up for a lot of people is, I'm not even sure how to phrase this, but a lot of information, or no, it's not even information, the recognition of them needing to deal with their own internal stuff, and look at their life patterns and life choices and the implications of who they are. And like, really, like there's who you are on the surface, but like looking at some core, pretty ugly stuff has been coming up for so many people. So, I mean, can I ask, has that been going on for you in these last few months where it's just kind of like, oh, well, that's ugly. and I could have been okay not looking at that, but,
I love you, but I'm going to beat you next time I see you. But, yes.